In December 2025, I took the time to visit the Central Coast, my favorite area of California by far. I just so happened to time my visit perfectly to see a certain ALC-42 lead the Coast Starlight train, ALC-42 locomotive 301. Upon seeing it and drooling over the perfect timing of its meeting with 794, I took the time to think about the locomotive, specifically its odd service life so far. So I decided I should make a video discussing the history of this oddball heritage unit. This is the current story of ALC-42 301. In October 1952, the Pennsylvania Railroad received a set of E8 locomotives. The E8s at the time were one of the best-selling passenger locomotives, up there with the likes of the F7 and F3. One of which was locomotive 5716. Locomotive 5716 wore the Pennsylvania Railroad livery up until the late 1960s when Penn Central came into effect. Penn Central was a merger between three railroads, the Pennsylvania Railroad, the New York Central, and the New Haven. The New Haven was really only there because the ICC wouldn't let the other two merge without it. 5716 was renumbered to 4316 and was repainted into Penn Central's classic all-black with white logo paint scheme. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend this is a good scheme, but you can't deny this scheme is weatherproof. After Penn Central predictably collapsed, leading to the biggest bankruptcy in US history at the time, the federal government stepped in and created two railroads to help Penn Central and all the other struggling railroad companies at the time. The government created Amtrak and Conrail. Conrail was for freight, Amtrak was for passenger rail. While Conrail was eventually dissolved, with its trackage now being used by NS and CSX, Amtrak was the more major of the two. Amtrak was to take up all the old passenger equipment that railroads across America didn't need anymore, as Amtrak would be taking up their routes. This led to the Rainbow Era. As many of my viewers watching this video probably know, the strategy of inhabiting everyone's old rolling stock rather than buying brand new rolling stock meant that barely anything matched, and most trains are built up of a variety of rolling stock and paint schemes and conditions. Loco 4316 was going to be a part of the Rainbow Era, but Amtrak had different plans for it. Amtrak did actually have branding and colors at the time. A red arrow with two blue stripes creating another arrow in front of that with Amtrak and Helvetica bold font. So, to celebrate service starting in 1971, Amtrak painted 4316 into this scheme, which was eventually dubbed the Day 1 scheme. It was basically the Penn Central scheme, but with the Amtrak logo wrapping around the front with white stripes. 4316 would wear this scheme for the rest of 1971, but in 1972, Amtrak repainted it and the rest of their locomotives into Phase 1. And since the Day 1 scheme was one of a kind, no other locomotive would wear that scheme for almost 50 years, with 4316 eventually being retired at the end of the 1970s. But then, Siemens entered the picture. In December 2018, Amtrak ordered 50 long-distance locomotives from Siemens Mobility to begin replacing their aging Genesis series of locomotives. This new locomotive would be dubbed the ALC-42, or Amtrak Long Distance Charger, 4200 horsepower. The ALCs would be in the 300 to 400 numbering series, as the last set of Amtrak locomotives to use that were the F40s, which are now long gone, at least from their initial state. The initial batch would be locomotives 300 through 349. Loco 301, however, would be chosen to wear a special paint scheme for Amtrak's 50th anniversary. In March 2021, it was revealed that 301 would be one of 6 locomotives painted for Amtrak's 50th anniversary, with the rest being P42 locomotives. 301 would wear the same Day 1 scheme worn by 4316, just now revised with the white stripe now being symmetrical on the nose, and as a fun little nod to the past, the number on the side of the locomotive was positioned and sized exactly how it was on 4316. On February 8, 2022, 301 was set to lead the first ever Amtrak train powered by ALC-42 locomotives. But there was a problem. The train was to make a journey from Chicago, Illinois to Seattle, Washington, but before departing Chicago, 301 got its first taste of a problem that would trouble it for the rest of its service life: PTC. PTC, or Positive Train Control, is currently the most advanced nationwide safety system for rail in the US and is mandated by the federal government to be fully active on every major rail service. PTC utilizes advanced tech and GPS systems to monitor a train's speed, its distance from a red signal, along with it being granted control of the train's braking system and horn. PTC has full control to override an engineer's actions, or if it's working properly, then inactions, to keep the crew and passengers of a train safe. This often comes in the form of sounding an alarm to warn the engineer to keep them alert, and if things get bad, then apply the brakes if not applied for a speed decrease, sound the horn for a grade crossing if not done by the engineer, and in extreme cases, throwing the train into emergency braking, stopping it completely. I was unable to find what specifically was plaguing 301 at the time, but whatever it was, it meant they couldn't depart on time with it leading, so Genesis Locomotive 84 had to be put in front of 301 to lead the inaugural run. On February 11th, the first train to actually have an ALC lead was to run, but it wasn't with 301. 301's first time leading a train, to my knowledge, was in late March of 2022, over a month after it was supposed to have entered service. For most of 2022, 301 ran. I couldn't find any good documentation on major issues with it, but I'm almost certain they did happen, as it was extremely common for ALC locomotives to experience issues at this time. In around early 2023, 301 left service for a handful of months, returning later that year. After 2022 though, 301 was never really consistent. It seemed like it was always ending up sitting somewhere broken because of PTC issues. However, thankfully, by late 2023 into early 2024, 301 was in a state where Amtrak was a bit more comfortable with running it, so in August and September of 2024, 301 made a journey across America to every major maintenance facility to service ALC locomotives, reportedly to help maintenance crews work on them and assess any issues to arise. In Southern California specifically, 301 was put on a test train with NPCU 9222 and some Comet coaches to run between Ventura and San Luis Obispo, California. These tests were for crossing speed restrictions, as UP's treatment of its coastal route has led to rust and decay on the coast and Santa Barbara subdivisions, leading to many speed restrictions on those segments. This test train was to see if some of those speed restrictions could be lifted. I'm unaware of the results, but they are definitely still there in many spots, and it gets kind of annoying after a while. Back on topic, after 301 finished its journey, it went over to the East Coast to spend time on the Crescent. But to say it had an easy time on the Crescent would be a complete lie, as it was seen broken or trailing a significant amount of times, with it getting especially bad on one occasion in summer of 2025.
4 people have been hospitalized after a routine ride home on an Amtrak train suddenly came to a halt. The train losing power in the heat of the day over 300 miles away in Jacksonville Sunday morning. Cell phone video from the scene shows the moment 264 people got off the train to load onto buses to continue their trip after being stuck on that train for over 5 hours in the hot sun.
301 had broken and completely shut down on its way to Miami, leaving passengers stranded without power or AC in the blisteringly hot and humid southeastern climate. This led to 4 passengers being hospitalized. 301's shutdown that day wasn't due to PTC, but rather a design flaw with the Siemens charger as a whole, where when a fault is detected that could possibly lead to a safety issue, the locomotive shuts itself down completely, leaving the entire train without power. 301's example was one of the most extreme examples of this, being up there with similar instances in the Midwest, where on the opposite side of the scale, Midwest SC-44 stranded passengers in the freezing cold for hours. Thankfully, this incident had no permanent consequences, and 301 returned to service soon after. 301 has spent some time on the East Coast before hopping back over to the West Coast on the Coast Starlight route, which, as of me writing this video in late December 2025, is where it is currently running. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, I've had the fortune of seeing it a handful of times recently. 301 has had a pretty rough service life so far, similar to a good few of its ALC-42 brethren. Now, this isn't to say 301 or other ALCs will break absolutely daily and are death traps. They are simply more prone to breakdowns than older models, and you are more likely to be unaffected by an ALC-42 breakdown than not. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this small little overview. While 301's story won't bring you to the edge of your seat unless PTC issues really get you going, but I still feel this is worth sharing. So, I was Matt from Whitestone's Rail, you are the viewer, and I'll see you in the future. Goodbye.